How do? It's Jim Sterling here with another one of my patented video game trailer reaction videos. No one else on YouTube does these. That's why it's patented.
That took one of my eyes.
Other people on YouTube don't even know what trailers are.
Gifted me with vision.
By the way, if you want to hear this bloke talk, you're going to want to look at the proper trailer rather than a video of someone talking over a trailer. So don't get annoyed at me that I'm talking at the same time as this serial killer. This is The Evil Within 2, by the way. I don't know if you know that. This is about a serial killer, one of the antagonists, called the Photographer. There's his camera, which proves he's a photographer. And there's a newspaper cutting that proves he's a serial killer, so I'm 2 for 2. That is a nice knife. Say what you will about serial killers, but that was quite a knife. Oh, that church just got lightninged.
A world of beauty, full of pure creation.
So if you're not picking it up, he's, you know, one of these artistic serial killer type. Oh, sex noise. One of those artistic serial killer types who's clearly seeing what he does as great work. And the world is all dark and eldritch and bad, and he seems to think that's a good thing because he can do his fucked up things. Like, oh dear. This isn't... No, this isn't appropriate. This is a little bit Freddy Krueger. And I'm not down with a little bit Freddy Krueger.
My name is Stefano Valentini.
Impeccable hair.
Is in the eye of the beholder.
I mean, again, like... So... Ah! It's so spooky, The Evil... I tell you what, it's a good... Oh, pre-order bullshit. Fuck. Right, yeah. It's a good... cover, that, the milky cover. Basically a milky man with milky monsters trying to pull him into some milk. He's got a milk gun that he's praying to, but his ring is gold. So, oh, the trailer has stopped now. So that's the trailer for The Evil Within 2. Now, I played The Evil Within. I reviewed The Evil Within. I think I was, in hindsight, maybe a tad generous to The Evil Within. It was promising, and I really dug the artistic style, and you could tell there were the serious horror chops behind it. But it was a bit of a fucking mess. It was, like, I know it's got its fans, and ardent defenders, was a bit... At times, it was a ghastly nightmare of a mess. There was a lot of good stuff in it. Like I said, very promising, atmospheric. Some of the early, in particular the early stealth sections, were effective and spooky and really sort of got under the skin. But as it wore on, there were some elements that were just like, let's just say when I got past them, I was really happy that I would never have to do them again because I thought, I'm not playing this again. The bosses in particular were shite. With all that said, it might sound like I'm about to write off The Evil Within 2, but I'm not. I'm fond of giving games a second chance, and there was enough promise with The Evil Within that if they addressed the criticisms that were had for the first one, then the sequel could be something quite special indeed. The trailer we just watched was certainly alluring enough. I'm someone who finds the whole serial killer character archetype darkly fascinating as a villainous thing, and it's not necessarily the most inventive or clever character archetype to be fond of, but I used to read about them on that Crime Library website before it got taken over by that reality TV channel, and then they just turned it to a load of shit. That was real ones though, not fictional ones. Real ones in general don't have flashy knives and one eye covered with cool hair and a dapper suit and live in warped realities or have clever gimmicks. They're mostly just very mediocre angry blokes. The ones in books and movies and TV and video games typically are a bit more interesting than that. Though incidentally, I did play a character with serial killer-y tendencies in a video game as the Charnel House trilogy, and he actually was, when you sort of look at the character, relatively a mediocre, angry bloke. But very creepy. And very well performed, even if someone did say I was just sounding like Les Dennis. But back to The Evil Within 2. Like I said, there were elements to the first game that I really liked. You know, the big bloke with the box on his head, the sort of pyramid-heady guy. That was cool. And there's a lot of stuff like that. Character designs, environmental designs, very effective, very creepy and unnerving. And everything they've shown from the sequel so far looks to have carried that over. It's just a case of tightening up all of the very loose joints, and there were quite a few of them with that first game. You tighten that stuff up, and we might actually have the start of an exciting horror franchise on our hands, which I'd certainly like to see, because we could do with another one. I mean, like a good one, not 100 first-person horror games on Steam. So yeah, even though I feel like The Evil Within had a lot of problems baked into it, I'll be keeping a close eye on this one, absolutely intend to review it, and generally see enough hope and promise in the first one to expect, reasonably, a decent improvement and hopefully a bloody good horror game. Fingers crossed. That's more or less what I think about that.